Hello everyone and welcome to the 2025 World's Mixed Doubles Action, taking place out at the Beast in Nokia, Finland on a beautiful Saturday. And we've got Missy along with Gannon, Eveliina along with Niklas, and looking forward to a really good time out here. Quite the stack card. It's modified best shot. I'll explain that as we go. And I've got the entire round of coverage for you all right here in under an hour. All the shots, everything you need. You get a little bit of my insight, and we're also going to take a look at what we're seeing. I don't have the drone previews because, well, no one else was out there shooting them just yet. So I didn't have anyone to borrow, so we're going to see. This is the double Mando. Leaks down to the left. And I know you guys are very familiar with pretty much the entire course. Very few things have changed. So we've got Missy Gannon going first. It's going to get down to about circle's edge. And now Gannon, her partner, this is modified best shot, which what that means is you can never take the same person's tee shot 3 holes in a row. So if Gannon were to drive holes 1 and 2 and they use those tee shots, then they would have to take Missy's on the third.
And rounding out our 12:40 tee time, Niklas, Antilla.
Eveliina going first before Niklas steps up. So there's certainly a strategy that comes into play, and it's not just straight up always using the MPO player's drive or just exclusively an FPO player's. Now, where there is long and short tees or MPO and FPO tees, the FPO player does play from the FPO tee, but that rule still is in effect. And unfortunately, neither Niklas or Eveliina with solid opening drive, so he's left with that for a birdie look. I'm going to try and stand down for a lot of conversation, especially for you Finnish viewers out there that want to hear.
See, this is where I feel like it always gets us. We almost strategize too much.
You can for sure use yours on
Number 1
3.
player in the world, right? Already talking trash here. Gannon Buhr, that is, completely confused about this modified best shot rule. He was trying to talk himself into somehow thinking that they should maybe go with his because he wants to make sure he can drive on 3 or something. Either way, this is Missy's drive. Gannon not able to capitalize, so Missy just shy of 40 feet. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Picking up for a partner, Gannon. And the par by Eveliina and Niklas. We head over to hole 2. Again, a short and a long pad. I'm going to be showing you the longer MPO pads here. But this as OB left and right, just shy of 400 feet. It's all about going out to that left side. You have a Mando tree that keeps you from possibly taking a cheater inside route. Just a forehand you really want to stomp on, so to speak. And you see the Mando on the far right side of your screen there a moment ago. Some good creativity that I love seeing on this hole. We saw the forehand by Gannon, the backhand roller here by Niklas, and then some options also from the FPO tee. So Missy will go to the shorter tee. And that looks overturned. So it looks like Gannon, Buhr that is, will likely have the shot to use. And I think that'll be the same for Eveliina. Nice 2-for-2 start. Light breeze you're seeing with the flags there. It's kind of funny that there's a national heat advisory of sorts, because I think it's pushing around 80 degrees, maybe 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's just face it, they're not used to that here in Finland. You would be if you head over to Samui, that's for sure. As we take a look at hole number 3, the only par 5 on the course, just shy of 900 feet. You see the OB pretty much everywhere outside of the stakes there, and there's kind of a fake river, so to speak, which is an easy landing zone otherwise. So we'll see what they can do. I go to the swing and basically just past the inbounds area on the long side, and Gannon's going to get aggressive. And it doesn't pay off. So it just makes me chuckle because he was so concerned about the strategy here on this par 5 way back on hole number 1, and then he launches it out of bounds. It'll be interesting to see how they strategize the rest of the hole. Yeah. Just about a perfect drive. I mean, if you're going to get picky, maybe you'd be a little more center, but great drive. Missy not bringing OB into play in terms of going over that fake river in the middle, so to speak. So she's just going to lay it up. And Eveliina lands right in the middle of it. And really, all she could do is improve somehow, possibly on Niklas's shot. I love to see the good aggression, even if it wasn't a good shot. Okay. Pan over toward the pin, which is still tucked up and to the left. And Missy's safe, but looks like Buhr's will be the better option. A drive like this brings eagle into play, absolutely. And it will be a long bit if they end up going from there. Catches a few branches, but 45, 50 feet maybe? Not mad with that look for an eagle. And Missy's forehand doesn't do what it needs, so they're going to rely on Buhr. You have to solidify at least the birdie here. Obviously, the eagle can be in play with a couple of great drives, but this is going to play as one of the softest holes on the entire course in terms of the doubles. And that's just off the front for eagle. Eveliina with a chance. They can catch up. No, not much of a bid there. I was going to say they can catch up to the perfect pace that Missy and Gannon are on. Easy tap-in birdie. And Missy will do the same. So, all in all, there's still 3 under through 3. As we head across the street to the 4th, a par 4, 617 feet. You have the OB Road on the right, and a couple of Mandos that just really force you to not throw out and over the road at any point. And everything loves to kind of leak down and left as you're playing up this initial tunnel. And she's pulled that one right. Missy not quite on point yet. We'll see if that changes. Gannon. Move. I only got one camera again. Okay. Oh, and then it gets up and you see it roll across the fairway down and to the left. We'll see if that's punishing or not. Fairway, but short. Less than ideal. Niklas going with the same attempt that Gannon had. And we don't see it roll, which is exactly what we were waiting for there. This is pretty much prime position, especially if you have a forehand. Play it down, left, put it right next to the basket. But don't let it roll 75 feet. Pressure on Eveliina. Inside of the tree. Skips up, rolls toward it, and sits at circle's edge. So still a chance for birdie. And they're down there. That's Missy and Gannon. And that's going to be at circle's edge. Maybe just a little shy of it. There was some serious contemplating for them to get out of there. I trimmed quite a bit of time off of that. I can only imagine what they were faced with. And then Gannon hits from a knee. Perfect pace through 4. Now, as they were going out to start the round, the very first card had already come in. There was a card that had to go out without another group because of a late withdrawal. So we saw Jenny Karppinen along with Jakub Samarad went out as the very first card. They went out with some officials, with a marker as they're called.
That's 36.
Oh, and there's a question as to if the markings are correct for the circle. As we look at hole 5, pretty straightforward, 335 feet, just dead straight, kind of perched on a mound. So Jenny and Jakub went out with a marker. They are coming in at this moment at a 12 under with the hot round. So an official score has been set, and these players know exactly what that is. Now they're the first card in. So it's not necessarily saying anything just yet, but they moved through the course very quickly. Shot a 12 under. What? That's not a golfer.
Same spot. What? Yeah, I saw the dude.
Missy has. Niklas went on to say that's the most Finnish thing a Finnish guy can do. Just rolls right through, right across a tee pad.
Makes no sense.
And doesn't even think about stopping. Just so they had to take Eveliina's shot. So regardless, they're going with Eveliina's from here. Oh, and off the top. They used Niklas's tee shot for the last 2 tee shots. So Niklas doesn't even get a chance to throw this hole. And it looks like a par may be in store. Missy hands it. What a putt. They remain 5 for 5 and have already separated from Eveliina and Niklas. Hole 6 kind of parallels hole 5, just going the other way. Just about the same distance or similar, slightly uphill, so it probably plays the same distance. Just 100 meters dead straight. Stay out of the stuff on both the left and the right. I think the right is a little more punishing, but dead straight, slight uphill, 100 meters. Missy's leaking left and somehow squeaks up there. She says it's an option. We'll see if Gannon can improve on it. That he will. Yeah, just deep of the pin by 15 feet. Just a thing of beauty to be able to throw it that far, slightly uphill, that straight. Certainly out of position for this team. Can Niklas improve on it? The low line drive, which is what I think you want. You want to come in nice and straight and then have it catch the wood chips and basically skip up to the pin. But this one he's pulled to the right. This has to be 55, maybe even 60 feet uphill. All of 45. We'll give it 15 meters. Eveliina for birdie.
That was sweet.
I didn't even hear it.
I've never, it wasn't even like on Anheuser, it was like flat. And somehow it didn't hit a single chain.
Somehow,
All the way around the bottom.
I mean, you're blowing Gannon's mind here.
That was unbelievable.
What a putt.
It fit like that. Like, it was like, how does that even happen?
Doesn't matter. It's in. Let's take another quick look. Oh, just left side barely touches a chain. Good point. I don't know how that went in, but doesn't matter.
That felt terrible.
The shimmy shake, not in a good way, but thankfully Buhr's right there to pick her up. And they remain 6 for 6. And Antilla and Salonen do not lose one after the huge putt.
Sweaty hands, man.
I think we head to 7, another par 4, just shy of 200 meters. Pretty much a tunnel, as you can see, a million trees. A tunnel shot going straight ahead, and then it just kind of slowly filters over to the right. Single take Terry here tonight. So even when I misspeak, you get it all. And that's still fairway, a chance for par, but not what you want here. And it was at this point, Eveliina was talking along with Missy and said something or other about, I think for the first time ever, I big putted you or something like that. And Missy's like, hey, I didn't say that. But Eveliina said, yeah, it might be the first time I've ever big putted Missy. Great drive. Basket up there to the right, sitting on a ledge. And here again is where strategy comes into play. If you have two drives that are relatively equal or both good, and you think you're going to get roughly the same score anyway, that's when you start thinking about, well, what's the next shot look like? Or have we taken 2 of mine in a row? Or can we keep flexing back and forth? So there is a lot of strategy in this modified best shot format. Although it doesn't seem to be impacting the team of Missy Gannon Buhr. 6 for 6.
Ooh, okay. Well, maybe two left. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It was a shank.
She felt like she didn't deserve it. She said it was a shank anyway. So now Buhr with a chance. He's going to have to get it closer than that. Flip up, stand still, and that'll check up just fine. Making it look easy. In for the birdie. They go 7 for 7. I believe we also saw Cadence Burge, along with her partner Gavin Babcock, start out 7 for 7. We'll see what they're doing as they push forward. We head to 8, the shortest hole, I'm pretty sure, at all of the World Championships this year, whether it's this course or the other one that we'll see during the week. Just 236 feet, certainly treacherous though, as it's uphill on a tiny little mound. You've seen rollaways that can be as far as this hole is, meaning 200 feet. And you got to get over the hay bales. And that picks up and rolls, but only about 30 feet backwards. You've seen big rollaways. We've also seen huge putts. We've seen cages. We've seen multiple rollaways after huge putting attempts, after short putting attempts. We've seen it all here throughout the years. And that's a mid that fights through. 236 probably plays closer to 270 or 280 in terms of throwing power. It's going to be short. They had to go with Missy's because they had used Gannon's drives on the previous 2 holes. So Gannon wasn't allowed to throw the tee shot, and getting very aggressive for both of them on the approach. And it looks like they might have their first par coming. Can Niklas get closer to pull within 1? So he gets one back. That'll be the first time we've seen them pick up a birdie when the other team didn't. A little bit of work left here just for the par. All right, well, light work for Gannon, that is. So they've ended the streak at 7 in a row. We'll see if they can pick things back up, get going again as we head to the 9th after a lengthy walk. Slightly downhill, plays from left to right generally. There is a shortcut or two if you want to go a little bit more direct, but a power forehand really is the play if you've got it. Or we'd love to see a nice turnover. And Niklas, all pressure on him. They have to take this drive because the last 2 were Eveliina's, and it looks like it's not going to matter. Near perfect drive. As you see, Missy going much more inside, and questionable if that's going to be in bounds or not. Might be putting some pressure on Gannon. Can he do what we saw? Doesn't get a flare at all. Taking that wide line that we saw by Antilla. Maybe a little bit of practice for the spotting here. I'm not sure how consequential this was to get it actually determined, but because it looks like they're going with Gannon's, they're going to go with Buhr's here regardless. He's got the look for birdie, but it's off the top. We're going to rely on Missy's putter. And low. You average the two of them, and it's in the middle of the chains, but not enough. And Antilla is going to knot things up here with this card. So back-to-back pars after getting 7 in a row. And they miss the shortest hole on the course and then miss the somewhat easier hole number 9. We head to the back. Well, 10 has the dog leg left. Obviously, OB everywhere. And you've got the deep side OB that can come into play sometimes on a long throw, especially off the tee here. So there is some distance control that's required. And this has a short and a long tee, or an FPO and MPO tee. So they're really strategizing, and you'll see that more in a moment. But a nice, safe shot by Antilla. So we're going to head up to the short tee because Missy wants to tee first. That'll probably help determine what her and Gannon are going to do. And she's playing it very safe. And that's inbounds as I kind of pan way off to the left. And then we head back to the long tee, where Buhr's going to get really aggressive. That's 9.5 out of 10. He probably wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. He loves to be a little bit hard on himself, but that's at least a 9.5 out of 10. And you're going to take that all day long if you're Eveliina as well. That is a great tee shot from that tee.
450 to the basket. To the basket. I don't know. What do you think? I feel like, we pretty much have a guaranteed birdie from like my drive. I feel like.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. I feel pretty comfortable with hole 11.
Okay, if you feel comfortable with hole 11,
it's not like out of my range or anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could go in the pond, but like, it's not really that big of a deal. I think we get the birdies when we can get the birdies.
Okay.
And not think too hard, especially on like a hole 11 like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I can.
Again, strategy. Thinking ahead to the next hole, they would be required at that point to take Missy's drive, as Eveliina's almost ringing it up from a little more than 100 meters. Green light for Antilla. Eveliina parked. And he too gives it a run. So they're going to go with Buhr's. And Gannon's going to throw first. He's gone deep. Out of bounds. That gives you about a 38, maybe 40 footer. But time for Missy to step up. Oh, shoot is right. You see the wind and what it was doing. I thought she was talking Raptor at one point there. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but either way, not enough. And now they're in threat of bogey. And that's exactly what will happen if Buhr doesn't convert from here. What am I talking about? Of course he converts. So they're going to take a par, but unfortunately for them, that's their third in a row. 8, 9, and 10 have all been pars. So their streak remains at 7. Antilla is going to pick up yet another one for the team. They go to 8 and will take the lead over this card. Seems like they've got all the momentum as well as we're heading to the 11th. We have 2 tees here. You're seeing the MPOT at the 430 feet, but as we just heard, Buhr is not going to have a chance to even throw from it. Little stall there by Antilla. Regroups pretty quickly. But the full reset I don't think is enough. No, he's out of bounds. Putting a ton of pressure here on Eveliina. We just heard Missy talking about the pond. It's the #1 collection point on this entire course.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, but it doesn't matter. Eveliina clears it easily. Missy. The only drive for the team will come from her.
Actually, be inside.
Oh, it gets caught up, but it's safe. A long, obstructed look. In threat of their 4th par in a row. Now we've seen a couple more teams come in, and double digits is minimum that's required. 10s, 11, and 12s are all in play. I think we've seen one other 12 now come in. Gannon did give him a heads up. He said he was going to be running at that one hard, and he gave that gentleman a heads up. And Antilla scoops another birdie thanks to the drive by Eveliina. And a very lengthy walk will take us over to the tee of 12, where unfortunately we're also going to catch the cart in front of us. At 600 feet, plays uphill and then off to the left with OB everywhere. Antilla, roller. Not ideal, and I know that sounds too obvious when you throw, but it's all going to come down to just a few inches, depending if you have enough leg room or space to get an arm swing out to still get a forehand up to the basket from there. That's, of course, not ideal to be in there typically. However, a few feet left or right could mean the difference of actually having a chance to get up and down. And, well, Buhr's going to have a look potentially as well, depending if they like that or Missy's. But those two are going to be within a few feet of each other. And it looks like they're going with Missy's. Be rail slide, but safe. A low ceiling, obstructed look from there. Missy with a chance to put him closer, and this looks low. Yeah, they'll take a look at both, but that's a long-range look for Missy. And it's someone in the same territory as where Eveliina is. Might even be, I think Missy's will be even longer. And you can see there's some room here. Awkward angle for sure, but there's a little bit of room for him to work at least. So Eveliina's second shot puts them here, and not his favorite bid. And to be fair, I think it's a little treacherous back there on that left side.
Full send.
She says full send, but you do not want to be back there.
Yep.
He told me heads up. Okay, I'm not wearing my helmet. He went on to say that there was a low ceiling and somehow he missed high. And he is buried deep, so Missy's going to play a little bit smarter. And unfortunately, though, that means par. Antilla took a few moments to get himself into this lie. This is incredibly obstructed. Great focus and concentration. Oh, Gannon's got... No. Oh, my gosh, he stole his putter. They're going to search, and it's not going to actually be fun or easy to find it. As we go to the 13th, you got to just hit the initial tunnel, let it leak left, and then from there you have a big hyzer as a righty backhand player. It's just all about hitting the initial tunnel. If you don't, you're in trouble. If you do, should be an easy birdie.
Heitä salaa. Some Finnish baby food.
And the Finnish baby.
And a Finnish baby. Let's try it out.
Thanks for me.
I thought he was the Finnish cowboy, but after offering Schlebach a little bit of food there, he poses as the Finnish baby. Having a good time with it, that's for sure. And a great shot by Eveliina there. I don't want to downplay that. Just takes off so much pressure when you put one in the middle here.
Still birdie.
And that's going to ultimately roll down and left. Not ideal if you had to play from there.
That's really good.
I don't throw.
And Missy doesn't even get to throw. It was 2 consecutive tee shots for her back on 11 and 12. And they'll have some options, but it looks like ultimately will be Antilla for the shorter birdie look. This is where Buhr's drive landed. He was right. It was pretty good. And Missy is going to leave it short. Just remember, it wasn't that long ago. Antilla and Eveliina were 2 back of Missy and Gannon. However, they've parred everything since hole 7 for a chance at birdie. With that, they move to 8. Keeping an eye on the scorecards. I think we've seen a 10 come in, and now there's more than one 12 that has come in. And even though they missed 2 out of the first 7, looks like we're seeing Anttila and Salonen get things going. We head to the 14th. This is one of the few changes we saw. Basically where the pin is off to the left, it used to be straight right. Maybe a few feet closer, but it used to be just right of it instead by 30 or 40 feet. And now it's pushed off to the left. And I don't know if that's a flow of play or to try and keep people out of the right-hand side. I'll have to investigate why the change here. Normally, if that would have just kept anhyzering the entire way, that would have probably led you right to the pin that was previously positioned there. And now they have it positioned off to the left. Definitely making it a little more righty-friendly. Righty backhand friendly, that is.
I hope so.
Speaking of friendly, could you do me a favor? Could you like, share, subscribe even? I don't think that costs you anything. Maybe leave us a comment in the comment section. Let us know if you liked watching mixed doubles, especially with this modified best shot format. I'd be curious to know if you've played anything like this, and or if you have a slight variation or maybe a major variation that's like out of the ordinary. Don't just say regular best shot doubles, but do you have a variation that's similar but different? Put that all in the comments. Do all the YouTube things. This is very much Patreon supported. If it weren't for my Patreon members, you would not be getting this coverage as Gannon Buhr, that is able to capitalize. Oh, he's not even interested in knuckles. Antilla, circle 2 birdie look. Count it. Easy. We head to the 15th, which is always one of the most difficult holes on the course. Typically, it's the least birdied hole on the entire course. You see the OB everywhere, along with the river that is splitting the fairway up ahead. Just such a demanding tee shot if you're going to be aggressive with it. Left kick is what's required as it hits the right side, and that's a safe play. That gives Antilla, not that he wasn't going for it, but it definitely gives him a green light now for sure. That needed to flip up more. Yeah, and that's gonna, yeah, there's the slow red flag. Buhr's pushing to the left side.
Should be safe.
Wow. He says it should be, but there was quite a hesitation there.
Should I go for it?
And Missy, who typically wouldn't be going after this pin, sees that Gannon's already safe, so she has nothing to lose by trying to get it even closer.
Have to go laser line to even reach it.
Yeah, you have to go low and left.
But a very demanding tee shot, as I was saying. Can Niklas return the favor that we saw back on 6? A good bid, but not enough. Eveliina looking for another throw-in. Oh, solid bid. Number 1 rule to best shot is if your partner's there, you should not be short. And that's exactly what she did there. Great attempt. Buhr trying to get them to double digits. Well, I was just saying, you can't be short. Missy's already right there. Definitely the wind just carried that up and over. You see a little bit more wind coming in right now. And they'll have to settle for a par, which isn't all that surprising or probably even too disappointing, but still on a great pace. 11 under through 15. Now, I'll tell you guys now, I have another card of coverage. So when we get to the end, around 18, if you don't want to be spoiled by anything, then just log off the second 18 is completed. And you can also then save yourself for another card of coverage. As we head to the 16th, probably one of the most famous holes in all of disc golf. It has been an absolute dream, soul-crusher, dream-crushing, soul-crushing hole.
Joo, 17 on naistunti.
Par 4. Requiring you for a placement shot off the tee here to set up for the much more difficult second shot.
Good.
And the basket's way over there.
Oh my gosh, Getting tight.
little frustration.
What?
I'm just wondering how confident you are in birdieing 17. Pretty confident.
I mean,
Like,
we have
where's your
shorter
tee pad?
pad.
Is it shorter?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's that's all about ground play. I try to hit the top of
Okay.
the hill and then like
So
as long as it doesn't get too crazy.
I mean, I can birdie from there, but I don't know. I feel like. What do you think?
I think you just throw the shot. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right.
It's true.
Well, yeah, I think there's a saying, as Schlebach was maybe just implying, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. I think that's a really old saying, but it couldn't be more true. I appreciate the game planning and the strategizing, because if they go with Gannon's here, yeah.
Tail left to right.
What do we think? It's basically putting it all into this shot. Is what is
It's, yeah, either stick the island and get the birdie, or
Right.
this is probably going to chip, play for par.
Right. Because I can't go.
Then you got to go eagle.
like, can you like how close can you get 17? Can you,
I can park it.
You can park it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not a distance thing. It's a if
Just
it,
accuracy?
Right. If it,
Okay.
And also how much it slides down the hill. You know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like that's also kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
She's just got to give you a putt. That's all.
Right.
Okay. Well. All right.
I feel like you just want to go for this.
Korin 104.
Oh, okay.
English,
Yeah.
please.
104 at the basket.
104 meters to the basket.
Yes,
Kitos.
of course.
All in good spirits. Of course, in a super, high stress level conversation and situation, I'd be less likely to be having these conversations. But Niklas playing along and telling us it's 104 meters. The problem is he only threw it about 100.
Like this on the last day.
Jos sä,
Mitä on mulla maksin?
jos laitat, niin melkein voitetaan, mutta jos sä leijappaa, niin otetaan 2 perää, niin myös voitetaan. Saat päättää.
Ei siis mä en oikeesti, mä autan mua.
Mä unohdin
Liikuttaako
tässä.
meitä enemmän se, jos mä nyt mun?
Mulla ei oo siinä väliä. Se on aika paljon matkaa oli.
Mitä se menee, jos mä oon jälkeen?
That's rich. Gannon calling someone on 30 seconds.
Joku 120 metriä tuonne korille. Se leijappas vaan tohon, niin ei se oo 2 perää, niin me voitetaan. Tähän tälleen. Se riittää, kun se on tossa niinku legit 30 eteenpäin. Koska meillä on 2 heittoa heti.
Mä en haittanut näitä puttereita, ei.
Porekin voisi heittää ihan miten vaan.
I do not have my Finnish translator on, but I'm sure that was a very strategic conversation, or a conversation about going for it or not, and if Eveliina were to go out of bounds as well. I mean, so many things come into play, and I get stressed out even just watching it, and then knowing that these guys are trying to push to one of the hot scorers, and here are now looking at a par on the 16. That's if they get up and down. Gannon was contemplating the idea of trying to throw from his shot back there, because then that gives them more options on 17. Again, you got to take the birdies that are in front of you and worry about the next hole. I love to think ahead, but you can't give up one good chance at birdie and possibly giving away the entire tournament. Oh, and that draws metal. Almost able to throw it in. Green light for Eveliina to throw it in. Can we get to 13 right now? Excuse me, 12. Nope, she's going to go out of bounds. Again, not short. I appreciate that. Yeah, the flip putt. They head to the 17th. Multiple tees. MPO tee is shown here. 459 feet, 140 meters. Big shout out to the volunteers. I heard there was over 40 volunteers for this doubles round today. PDGA staff on site along with the rest of the tournament staff doing some work. Everybody getting prepped and ready to go. So big shout out to everyone, including Pat and Matt, your official TDs on record. Big shout out to Eli, who's helping capture the other card of action. And Eveliina puts it on the dance floor. Closer than Niklas. Pressure on Missy. She'll be the only one teeing for the team here. And that's going to dry up short. That'll be in circle 2. They'll both have a look at it. Buhr will go first. Missy now trying to clean up for the team. Exact same result. Antilla to try and get to 12 under. Wow, and that's his first miss of the day from anywhere near the circle. And Eveliina has one long putt to her name. Can she add another? Not much of an effort. It's a little work on the comeback. This is the most wind we've felt all day. And Antilla is able to clean it up. So we'll head to the 18th. I'll remind you again, if you don't want to know the total results, log off as soon as we see some final approaches onto 18. And that'll keep you from getting spoiled about these results along with what's coming up in the next card. Otherwise, stick around. There'll be a little more action for you. Hole 18. Man, just think where we started. Missy and Gannon were 7 through 7, currently just at 10 under. Antilla, along with Salonen, really got things moving, but then stalled in the last couple of holes as well. Antilla going big. And that won't be enough. That's going to be out of bounds. They'll be able to play from Eveliina's. Missy going right side, and this needs to unwind quicker. And that's going to be out of bounds. So, Buhr definitely thinking eagle. I don't mean flying with the Eagles up there. That's going to be huge, but too much. So he's overthrown it. They're both out of bounds. And I'll tell you right now, that will not be enough for them to take it down. I want to also thank not only my Patreon supporters, but anyone that's a channel member. Especially if you're international, you probably see everything anywhere from 2 to 8 hours earlier than everyone else. Because if it gets uploaded in the middle of the night in the U.S., usually that means that it's out there for people that are ahead of our time. And whether that's Europe or wherever, that gives you guys early access. I set it up so that it releases earlier just for our channel members. Gannon. Aggressive, but inbounds. So that will set them up at best for par. Unless Missy can throw this in. And that's going to be out of bounds. So they'll have a par look at best to close out at 10. Antilla, along with Eveliina, to try and get to 12. And they've done it. So a 12 under effort. It's been quite a battle. And I'll say it again, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is just a one-round event this year. And I'm certainly looking forward to giving you a little more action from the putting and distance competitions. And with that, if you don't want to know all the results, go ahead and cut it right here. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, stick around. You're going to learn how everything shook out. And it's going to spoil yourselves, but thank you so much for watching and joining. We'll see you next time.
Thank you all for coming. Kiitos. The 2025 PDGA Mixed Doubles Champions, Benjamin Callaway and Chandler Ray, with a 13 down.
Thank you. Oh,
That was it.
that's it.
What else?
That's it.
Did we go now?
A nice 13.
Thank you everybody for coming out and watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, what else is you have to catch up and talk to me. So here's that interview with our champs. I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. Well, champion, so I don't want to downplay that, but you guys did it wrong. You're supposed to do it when, we're filming.
Oh, my bad.
I filmed
You gotta
both
put
of
the
you.
right people on the right cards.
Apparently, we need more people out here. But first of all, congratulations to the both of you. We didn't get to see the action, so Chandler, go ahead and give us a quick recap of how it went out there for you.
I think the first couple of holes I was kind of bluffing him a little bit. He came in clutch a couple times. So we kind of forced a lot of tee shots in the beginning, but they were all ones we were okay with. We kind of came up with a good strategy. We stuck to our game plan really well. We missed 3 birdie putts in the first, I think, 6 holes, and that kind of got us down a little bit, but we were like, no, we got this, we can come back. And from there on, it was just full send. All the way.
Full send, and clearly it worked. Ben,
Yeah.
you've been having some incredible last couple of weeks here. What's it like taking down a world doubles title here, yet international, another international title?
It's pretty crazy. This is actually my first mixed doubles event. It's also Chandler's, and I think we signed up on the last day of sign up. She sent me a random message like, yo, you want to go and play with mixed doubles? I've always wanted to, but couldn't find the partner. I was like, yeah, let's go and have fun. Let's go have a good time. Went out there, obviously had a great time. We threw great shots, like she mentioned earlier, great strategy together. Yeah, and for some reason my game just really shines out here in the European courses. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's being with the Finns. Maybe it's something in the water. Maybe it's the long drinks. I don't know.
The long drinks for sure.
Time for a few of those to celebrate. Beautiful day out here. This is a great way to kick off the Worlds. Congratulations to you both. 1 for 1 as mixed doubles world champs. That's Chandler and Ben, and we'll catch you guys at the next one.